Have you ever looked forward to the thing you've been chasing, only to find it right in front of you? You see, everything shines.
We might take pictures for granted, but they capture a moment in time that we can return to whenever we want. It's with that idea in mind that sets the foundation for the Star Named EOS, the newest game from developer Silver Lining Studio. Following the release of their puzzle adventure Behind the Frame, the Star Named EOS explores a new medium in the creative space, photography. Further, while this can still be considered a puzzle adventure, the escape room-esque puzzle design that ties in with the imaginative narrative delivers a comfortable playing experience that sets itself apart from its predecessor. The Star Named EOS opens with an introduction to a photographer named Dai. He seems to be in an overly nostalgic mood as he explores his room in search of objects that remind him of his mother. We learn early on that Dai's mother was once a significant part of his life, but has since been absent. A photo sends him on a quest to find some answers that piece together his memories and the truths about his mother. It's here that Dai picks up a picture and attempts to recreate the scene using objects around him. Once the scene is set, players make their way to a new area and dive deeper into the memories of this emotional young man. With a narrative that is wrapped up in within an hour or two, I believe this is a game meant to be completed in one sitting. To accomplish this, there's some decent pacing in the writing that doesn't exhaust the player with overly imaginative imagery or lengthy lore dumps. The narrative understands its length and does a great job of keeping focus while also having fun with the interactive bits and the environments and collectibles that are hidden in the scenes. Now, whether this is going to resonate with you or not is probably the question that should be on your mind, as the game contains a few notable twists that are rather specific. Regardless, I ended up enjoying my time inside Dai's mind for an evening. However, I would say that if you're a player who finds himself yearning for realism and shared struggles, you likely won't find that here, as the story stays pretty focused on these surface level issues. Outside of the narrative, the Star Named EOS is a puzzle adventure. In order to recreate the scenes, players must solve puzzles and collect items in a point-and-click escape room extravaganza. While Behind the Frame had some fairly straightforward puzzles, the Star Named EOS had a decent level of challenge in its puzzle design. I was able to brute force a couple of the puzzles, but more often than not, they caused me some pause before figuring out the requirements needed to progress. That said, there's not too much direction while playing, although Dai will sometimes say things that can be considered as a hint. Considering all the scenes are hand-drawn, sometimes interactable objects are kind of hard to spot. I wouldn't say the game requires any pixel hunting of the scenes, but from time to time I did move the cursor across the 360-degree scene to make sure I didn't miss anything. This became my standard of playing after not being able to find a box hidden in the scene. But to combat any puzzle-solving frustrations, the soundtrack is an absolute joy every minute of gameplay. It pairs well with the scenes and delivers a nice sense of ambience while exploring them and uncovering the story. The Star Named EOS is a well-paced adventure that touches on some emotional themes without being overly imaginative, which keeps a fantastic experience grounded and yet still creative. It's an exploration of memories through photography with the help of some gorgeous hand-drawn environments. While the puzzles can be a little ambitious and almost frustrating at times, I think they pair well with the short runtime because, trust me, this is a game world that I wouldn't mind hanging out with, thanks mostly to the brilliant soundtrack and excellent visuals. Noisy Pixel is giving the Star Named EOS an 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching. This video is brought to you by our supporters on Patreon. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers providing independent gaming coverage through news, reviews, previews, and more. Check out our Patreon to help support our continued growth and subscribe to keep up with all our future content.
Noisy Pixel.